Hi everyone, it's exciting to welcome you again to our YouTube channel, where we talk to you about exciting places and of course show you views of exciting places, of course, in the world and states in Nigeria and other places. It's exciting, to know that you're subscribing. It's exciting to, when I get to view your comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. It's been a wonderful journey all through so far that, I do not take any of you that views, that likes, that shares, that comments for granted. All right, so this is welcoming you to Kano State. Kano State is a state in the northwest geopolitical, zone in Nigeria. Yeah, don't forget the northwest. Okay, firstly, Nigeria is, in case you've not watched my previous videos, Nigeria is divided into 6 geopolitical zones. There is a northwest, there is a north central, there is a northeast, there is a south-south, there is a southwest, there's a southeast. So altogether, Nigeria is divided into 6 major geopolitical zones. So Kano State falls under the northwest geopolitical zone, of course, including northwest includes Sokoto, Katsina, Jigawa, Kano, Zamfara, Kaduna, and Kebbi State. I already mentioned the state in the different political zones in my previous videos, when I talked about Kano State, I think. So please, you go there if you want to know the geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Alright, so back to Kano State. Kano is one of the 36 states of Nigeria located in the northern region. According to census, it says that Kano State is the largest state by population in Nigeria. Okay, largest state, but the state capital, which is Kano in Kano State, is the largest city, which is the largest city in Kano, of course, is the second most populous state in a city in Nigeria after Lagos. So Kano City, which is the state capital, is second to Lagos, as in population, but Kano State by population is the largest in Nigeria. So Kano State, was created in 1967. It borders on Katsina, to the northwest, Jigawa State to the northeast, Bauchi State to southeast, Kano State to the southwest. Of course, the incumbent governor of the state is Abba Yusuf, who was sworn in last year, 29th May. So what you're seeing, the views, is the outskirts, of Kano State. When you're just entering Kano State, these are the views you get to see, while you are heading to Kano, which is the state capital in Kano State. In 1349, I'll just be talking, briefly about Kano while you enjoy your views. In 1349, from what the history says, the Sultanate of Kano was established. In the 15th century, Krumi Market was opened, which helped Kano become, a center of commercial activity in Hausa land. The market remains open from then till now, and its historical importance is reflected in the state's nickname. Don't forget, I told you every state in Nigeria has a nickname, like Akwa Ibom State, the land of promise. Cross River State is the people's paradise. Benue State is the food basket of the nation. So Kano is the center of commerce. That is the nickname for Kano, Center of Commerce. So the major ethnic groups in Kano State are Hausa, Fulani, Bare, Bari. There's Toga. Please forgive me if I don't pronounce it right. There's Arab, there's Nupe, and some tribes from the southern Nigeria. Most of the people in Kano State have come to use, even though English is the generally accepted official language, but in Kano State, everyone has come to use, the Hausa language as the first language in Kano State. Precisely. Being a center of commerce, Kano State, has developed into a diverse economy, that is a center for industry, agriculture, and Islamic banking. Okay, Hausa and Fulani makes up a majority of Kano State population, but note, I went to a particular area which you will see as you view called Sabon Gwari. There are a lot of churches there, so there's Christianity in Kano State. It's not just Islam, they are Christians. And before I forget, I'll need to say that one thing I noticed about the Kano people is that they are very religious. They love their religion and they don't take it lightly. So the Christians are very seriously committed. The Muslims are very seriously committed to their religion. Please enjoy your views. I'll just be talking in between. You see, kind of so beautiful. Cameras might not really justify how really beautiful a place is. But if you have the opportunity, I'd like to invite you, encourage you and recommend that you visit Kano State. So this is a place popularly called Farm Center. The Farm Center is the largest GSM market in northern Nigeria, where you can get virtually all the phones you want in Kano State. So if you want to buy or repair your phone and you're in Kano State, please go to Farm Center. It's very affordable, and of course you can be sure of quality, but of course you have to be very careful, watchful, and vigilant, because sometimes there are some hoodlums, I must say. So funny enough, one of the things that impressed me the most about Kano State is that the temperature, I expected the temperature to be very harsh, being that it's a northern state. Normally, the expectation is that northern part of Nigeria is very harsh weather-wise. The sun will be too harsh or hot, whatever. But I was surprisingly, they have a very temperate, weather condition. It rains, it gets hot, but it's not that harsh on the skin that it can burn your skin. So they have a very nice temperature with relative humidity that is comfortable for people and especially for the skin. So as I said earlier, Kano State is the second largest industrial center after Lagos in Nigeria. It is the largest in northern Nigeria, with textile, tanning, footwear, cosmetics, plastics, enamelware, pharmaceuticals, ceramics, furniture, and other industries. Kano is also the center of a growing Islamic banking industry in Nigeria. All right, this is also welcoming you to a very unique area of Kano State. Please enjoy the views. When I pause, it's because I don't just want to keep talking. I want you to enjoy the views. All right, so this is the part of Kano the road that leads to the government house. very beautiful, clean, serene environment. All right, so the state house is located just where you passed by. In the course of the video, you also see some part of it. It's a very beautiful place. The people of Kano State are very friendly, very hospitable. They know how to, care for people. They are not, even when you are not, they don't know you. They attend to you as if they've met you before. Very friendly and hospitable people. All right, so this is a popular Zara Road. Zara Road is actually the road that connects, that leads from Kano State to Kano and, to Kano. Notably, Kano State has a lot of universities. So, when you're coming into Kano State, you can be sure, like where we just saw was a College of Agriculture under Bayero University. There is the other university I'll show us shortly when we get there. Many other universities, they believe so much, not just in commerce, or commercial activities, but they believe so much in education. That's why you have, there's a Skyline University. There's I'll show you as we continue to view. So this is Zara Road. That is a Federal Government Girls College, Kano. Beautiful place for learning. This is Kano line. It's a transportation, center where you can get vehicles to virtually everywhere especially within the northern Nigeria. You can also get a vehicle, of course, back to Abuja if you came from Abuja. Buses, basically. Beautiful, beautiful place. This is the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, the popular hospital, unique for its services, the services they render and they offer. So Kano is a beautiful place on the whole, as we'll continue to view. Even though I've heard instances, that there were riots and and all those kind of violence, but I tell you, at the moment, Kano is relatively peaceful, very peaceful. There are no violence of any. I think I stayed for 10 days. And for those 10 days I stayed, I can tell you emphatically, I went around everywhere I wanted to go to. There was no violence. There was no insecurity of any sort. Notably is that if you get to Kano, the major means of transportation, there's Bolt, there's Uber, but the most convenient means of transportation is the tricycle, which is called keke in Nigeria. So virtually everywhere I went to, of course, I went with the tricycle because it's affordable. You can go with it to anywhere. There are machine, we call it machine in Nigeria, riders. There is also the taxi, but the most easiest means of transportation is the tricycle. So as you can see, as we continue to view, Kano is a well administratively organized place, well managed place. It's not a place that you do just anything you like, anyhow and anywhere. It's a place that, as you go through the town, you see some level of discipline. However they achieved that, I don't know, but there's some real level of discipline. And of course, I want to believe the religious, atmosphere makes that possible too. And I also want to commend the governors. They have done a good work, I think, so far. Even though there's still some roads that they are working on, which I believe they will complete shortly. Kano is a beautiful place. Please still enjoy your views. Okay, this is I call it Kano Metropolis because it is, like, for me, the center of Kano, the very heart of Kano State. Sorry, Kano in Kano State. It's a beautiful place, well designed, very meticulously calculated and structured. All right, so this is welcoming you to Sabon Gwari area. Now, what is Sabon Gwari? Sabon Gwari, especially for those who are living outside Nigeria, is a stranger's quarters, or literally in Hausa language, Sabon Gwari rather, or literally means new town. Is a section, of cities and towns in northern Nigeria, especially where residents are not indigenous, to Hausa land. Okay, so after the establishment of the British colonial rule, rather, under Lord Lugard, and the construction of new railway lines, it led to an influx of laborers and traders from southern Nigeria, of course, into northern Nigeria. The immigrants, which were mostly Igbo and Yoruba people, settled in new towns or Sabon Gwari. These are new towns called by Hausa people, where, reserved for employers of the government, commercial firms, and majorly inhabited by residents who are not, indigenous to northern Nigeria. But of course, that does not mean they are autonomous. They are still subject, to the rules of the land, just that they have their liberty to live, not very strictly according to, like Kano also operates under certain Sharia laws, which are not very, prominent in Sabon Gwari, rather. So in Kano, in Kaduna, in Zaria, you find Sabon Gwari. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but if I don't, please forgive me. So a typical northern state will basically consist of the Sabon Gwari, which will house immigrants mostly from southern Nigeria, the Tudun Wada, which houses people from the north, of course, which are not indigenous to the local area, and of course, Europeans live in European reserved areas. So basically, those are the three categories rather, that you find in every state, basically, of course, except Maiduguri. So this is the Sabon Gwari market in Kano State. It's a place you can get virtually everything you want, And it's a place I actually went to, and I met a lot of Igbo people, selling clothes, shoes, and all of that. That is in that area too. You have, I was able to eat, Yoruba food. There is the Yoruba restaurant and there is the Igbo restaurant. You can get everything within Yoruba and Igbo around the Sabon Gwari area. All right, so also worthy of note is that Kano, was traditionally founded by Kano, a blacksmith of the Gaya tribe, who in ancient times came to Dalia Hills in the locality in search of irons. Wonderful, wonderful history. Wonderful. Kano is such a beautiful place. Okay, so the oldest building, from what I'm told, in Kano is the Emir's Palace. We'll see that shortly. But this is Kano Metropolis. Okay, shortly you'll see the university I was telling you about. Such a beautiful place. Very green, very serene, very homely. There's no how you get to Kano State that you will not be excited, that you will not enjoy yourself, that you will not be happy that you had visited. All right, so this is, welcoming us to Yusuf Maitama Sule University. It's actually a Nigerian public university owned by the Kano State government. Is the seat of Bayero University Kano. It was the Ahmadu Bello, college set up in 1960, located within the School for Arabic Studies in the old Kano State. So so this is the Emir's Palace. So like I said earlier, the oldest building in Kano is a 15th century Gidan Rumfa, which is now called the Emir's Palace. Next to it, as you will see, is a central mosque. Also facing this Emir Square is the Makama's house, among Kano's oldest structures and housing a museum of Hausa and Fulani artifacts. Worthy of note is that, Kano is the seat of Bayero University. Bayero University is an Arabic law school. Kano is the seat of Bayero University. It's also the seat of Arabic law school. It also has several teachers training institutes, a state polytechnic college, and an agricultural research institute. So that's why this is to buttress the fact that as I said earlier, they believe so much in education. It's not just about commerce, it's not just about industry. They are, very good. They accept to learn, they learn easily, and they embrace education. So this is the central mosque, in the Emir's Palace. Such a beautiful place. There are no restrictions. They give you the liberty of driving around Okay, this is also another university. This is called the Skyline University, not land, sorry, Skyline University. Okay, so worthy of note is that Kano State has 44 local government areas. Okay, that's the governor's house, where the governor, that's the governor's office, sorry, not house, governor's office. So this is Baraka stores. It's almost like a plaza, because it has a pharmacy, it has shops where you can buy your clothes, shoes and all of that. And then it has the ice cream area, it has the supermarket itself. And one of the why did I decide to add this particularly? I got into Baraka stores and I discovered that the prices of things, yes, they are good quality. It's not because they are fake, no. They have authenticity. I can boast on that. The soaps, my cream, soap and toiletries I'll buy in Abuja at an exorbitant prices. I got into Kano and I discovered it was half. I tell you, I kid you not, half the price. So it's a reliable store. They have original products, but half the price. How that is possible, I don't know. Till now, I don't know. But I think it's because, it's a center of commerce and industry, as we said earlier. So this is welcoming you to Bristol Palace Hotel. It's a wonderful, and I would say 4-star hotel in Kano, the city capital of Kano State. It's a beautiful place for your leisure, for relaxation, for entertainment, because the whole party is there, the whole wedding receptions, the time I stayed, a lot of, activities were taking place. It's a place clean, green. I just remembered my experience with the reservation manager. Everything else is nice except that she had a very unnecessarily rude attitude, but everything else on the whole was wonderful. It's a beautiful place. Please, if you visit Kano, if you're in Nigeria and you want a place for vacation, I will encourage you to visit Kano State. If you are not in Nigeria and you're visiting Nigeria, I would like to recommend, that you visit Kano. And when you visit Kano, please go to Bristol Palace Hotel. Please keep enjoying your views. Bristol Palace Hotel has 2 major restaurants. One is, the chopsticks dedicated to Chinese meals, and the Dahlia restaurant, where you have the conventional English and continental and intercontinental meals. It's such a beautiful, secured and serene place. Yeah, so this is Chopsticks Chinese restaurant. Okay, they have executive stores, where you can do your shopping, where you can barb your hair, they have the salon where you can make your hair if you're a lady. Very beautiful hotel with virtually everything you need you can find within the hotel. They have a mall for events. This is a mall. Very beautifully decorated place. Almora Mall. That's the name. So I'd like to know, are you from Kano State, or have you ever visited Kano State? Please, what are your comments? I would like to hear your own views, your own perception about Kano State in the let's talk in the comment section. This is one of the things I like to learn new things. I like to hear your own. What's your own observation when you visited Kano, or are you from there? Is anything I forgot to add that is important? Of course, there are so many places that I did not go to, so this is just a part, a part of Kano. Kano is really large, I tell you, but I want to tell you that I enjoyed my stay in Kano, and it's a place I would like to go to over and over again. For everyone that watched till this moment, I really appreciate you. I want to thank you for likes, for sharing, for commenting. I want to appreciate you for subscribing. And this is me saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. So this is the view of Kano in Kano State from Bristol Palace Hotel. It's such a beautiful, such a wonderfully decorated place. So beautiful. So thank you. This is me saying thanks for watching. See you in our next video. I love you. God bless you and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Bye for now.